do we have some fun and exciting news today. Dust collector, new table saw, big table saw. So the wife has decided that she thinks she's going to step up her cabinet game. With all due respect, I've seen this excitement and this fizzle away before, and I'm guilty of doing the same thing, so I swear I'm not judging. But anyway, we got a tax refund and we decided to reinvest it in ourselves a little bit and hopefully invest it into some future business. So today's going to be a fun day of trying to assemble these two new toys and figure out where in the shop we want to put them. My wife's got a pretty good idea, but we've got to get them put together. We've got to get them in position, and then I've got to figure out all the wiring. Just figured I'd wander over here and show you. This is our old table saw. She served us well for a long time. We've upgraded it multiple times, but it's just kind of reached its limit as far as being quick and effective and just a good all-around saw. It still works, fine as far as I'm concerned. But we'll use it for a rough saw or a breakdown saw, or I'll use it for building, bee equipment or whatever, and I'll leave my nice saw for my wife's cabinets. Such is the plan. I just threw this little clip in. This is not actually part of the Sawstop itself. It's an additional option that you can get. So I just threw this little video in to show that we did do it. We had to modify our saw base because the base is built for the industrial size saw when we had the commercial. So we had to adjust the little straps on the bottom that the saw itself rides on. And I know we got it confused at least once, so if you're doing this, just read the instructions very, very clearly. Make sure you understand what you have. We just got some nuts and bolts crisscrossed up, but we did get it in the end. So make sure you double check your instructions very clearly and be careful, because once we got bolts out, some of them we had a hard time getting them back in. So just make sure you know what you're up against. Like I said, just threw this in because we did it. You may or may not have to, depends on how you're setting up your own saw. Okay, well, such is life. I forgot to get video of the rest of the setup and assembly on the table saw, mostly because my wife did a lot of it while I was out of town for work. But I think the last thing I showed you guys was putting this motor cover door on. That's pretty much it for assembling the saw base itself. Then we had to put on these brackets for the actual fence. And of course the bracket extends all the way out here to the side. It hangs out off the side to give you full support on your extension table if you're running one. And you know, all this stuff, putting it all together, it was all just nuts and bolts, but the trick of course always is tweaking it to make sure that it's all level. Look at that, already getting a little rust on there. Gotta love the humidity. And then getting these feet leveled up on the inside, I think, was also kind of a booger. But again, we just, you know, bolt it all together, leave everything a little bit loose where you can, and then get it all lined up the way you want and torque it down. But that's pretty much it now for this one. I know you guys are going to hate me for this because I didn't show you step by step by step, but the directions on it were really pretty good, we think. As far as how they had everything sorted by color code and by number and everything. But these legs do not fold up. Some saws, they fold up to move, but on this one, just when you pump up on the saw to lift it and roll it to a new position, these basically will ride right on the ground or just right off the ground. So they're not meant to fold up. That threw me off for a little while. And then there are some of these bolt holes here where the tabletop was not actually ported to have a bolt put through it, which is kind of weird. I guess we could have drilled it and ran them because I think we had a few nuts and bolts extra, but it wasn't drilled at the time, so we just didn't do it. But yeah, anyway, so Sawstop's all set up, ready to go. I don't think we've even plugged it in to test it, but I've got the receptacle wired up for it, so we should be able to. So yeah, we're going to call it good on that one. We're excited to get to use it.